Optimus Prime, back here with a quick look at some of the upgrades that I have done on SS86 Optimus Prime. Now, this Studio Series release is awesome, no doubt about it. Probably the best mainline Optimus Prime we're going to get for quite some time. Doesn't mean it's perfect, though. Obviously, there are the QC issues, the misassembled heel coming out of the factories. Some people have seen paint shipping and other blemishes on their figures. Luckily, besides the heel misassembly, mine came out perfect. But some of the things that have been missing from this figure that can't be fixed with an upgrade kit such as the third party, Ab Crunch or some other missing points of articulation. One thing that I have noticed is the head sculpt. So what was the default head that came on Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime seemed to be more modeled off of MP10, essentially the more rounder look of Optimus. Nothing wrong with that. But what I ended up doing is going with the Weekend Studios head upgrade kit. And this one just has a bit more of an angular approach. The lines are a lot sharper on this. It just looks more like what you saw in the 86 movie. And I think it looks really good. It cuts a great head profile. The quality on this is fantastic. I will add links to the description of where I got this, but I think that it just looks good. It matches what we saw in the 1986 movie, a little bit better than the default head, and I think it just looks absolutely great. The other thing that I have added to this, in the Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus, the Matrix Chamber was very detailed. A ton of paint applications in here. On 86 Optimus Prime, it was just red. So what I did was I found a upgrade for the Matrix Chamber. So it is essentially a 3D printed part that just essentially acts as a gap filler, but it adds so much more detail to this section of Prime's chest. And I think that's absolutely vital to get that feeling from the movie. That's probably one of the more pivotal scenes where he opens up the chest cavity and reveals the Matrix leadership, and you see all this animated detail within the body. You don't see that in this figure. So that was a bit disappointing, especially when you think about it's the 40th anniversary of the franchise last year. This is your flagship figure for your flagship character. I was hoping to see a bit more detail on the inside of the figure, but this 3D gap filler really just fills that empty spot. And I think it looks really good. Here's another detailed look at the head. Again, matches the aesthetics of Prime, I think, very well. The ears also move for transformation, so you don't lose any of that functionality. I also got a set, if I can find it, of these 3D printed hands. And I will add photos to the video just to show what they look like attached. But they're all really easy attachable. You just flip the fist back inside of Prime to show that peg, and then you can just port these hands onto that peg. And they just add a whole ton of expression to Optimus. You can get him in some really fun, expressive poses. Again, this one is a bit more optional. This one is just for a bit of fun. But I do feel that having that different head sculpt on there, plus that gap filler for the matrix chamber, really turns this figure from an 8 to a 9. Now, DNA Design Kits, they've teased an upcoming upgrade kit for Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Really curious what they're going to have. Wonder if they're going to do anything to change the arm articulation to improve that from 90 degrees to anything more. If they're going to have their own take on the head sculpt. One thing I would love to see a third party do is give us an ion blaster with a deeper, longer hand peg. Because this one is just too shallow. It's very easy to knock out of the hand. So I would love to see a third party tackle that in high quality. So hopefully that's going to be part of what DNA Design Kits decide to do. But again, Optimus Prime here, just with a quick look at some of the upgrades I've added on the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And catch you on the next one.